Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the CCDC competition for the Mid-Atlantic region. This is the point in time where everyone's been going all day. The blue team's getting tired. Red team's getting tired. So we're going to cut to Charlie, who's with Tim in the blue team area.
Charlie, Tim, can you hear us?
We can hear you. And now Tim.
Okay, here we go. We good? Awesome. 20 seconds. So I'm looking around, I see a bunch of laptops taped shut with some zip ties. So this is the first year where people have actually taken physical security, I think, to an all-new low. Maybe? Right, almost. Mad scramble, mad scramble. All right, fingers off, 5 o'clock. Ladies and gentlemen, give yourself a round of applause. Day one is completed. So, I mean, can we zoom in on it? Can we take a look at this? Can we show this to the viewing audience? We have masking taped and signed the laptop shut. While I applaud your idea, you guys do know that hospitals are 24/7. I'm just throwing that out there. That as a person who has family in the medical community, this is a real good way to get yelled at 2 o'clock in the morning by an intern who needs to enter a patient. So it's a good idea, brilliant idea. I'd love to say that that's going to help. I really would. I would really like to give you some peace of mind so that you can sleep well this evening. But you got that? Thank you. Thank you very much. It's awesome that you guys volunteer to do that. I mean, that's a lot of hard work on your health. So that's it. Ladies and gentlemen, you have survived day one. You have the agenda for day two. Thank you all very much for playing. If you could evac the floor and head into, and we'll be doing announcements later.
So we got open mic.
Make sure you police your trash, please. If I got to clean your pod, you're not going to like what I do to it. Get your trash out.
And we're back to give a scoring update.
All
John,
right.
why don't you take us through the top three teams?
We'll go through the top three teams, because I think if somebody's in the top three, they have a good idea that they're probably doing all right. And I think a lot of the teams that are in the lower quarter have a good idea as well that they're in that. So at the top of the score chart, and they've been there all day, is Millersville University.
They have been on top all day.
They've been on top all day. However, look very closely. Towson University is only about 20,000 points behind.
Like
now, 20,000 sounds like a lot.
It's
in
really
this game,
not.
it's not.
It's
It's
not.
basically almost a neck-and-neck tie. And then, of course, James Madison is always in the top of this. They're always in the
I believe
hunt.
that James Madison has placed second for like the past 7 years.
Yeah,
maybe
yeah.
even 8, and the competition's only been 7, but they've firmly been in that second.
They've got
place.
that down. So today, though, they're breaking it up. They're in third right
Oh,
now.
I see.
With 300,000 points. So that's our top three teams. Now, it should be noted that the other teams that are in the lower part are pretty much plagued with some consistent themes that we've been seeing throughout the game. Number one, not handling the business injects real well.
Yeah.
And as we said, that is absolutely essential. They've got to nail those. The other thing that is very consistent is they've had something more or less kind of tragic happen.
Yeah, so Capital College, who's in last place with over 600,000 points, going to be tough to come back from that. The way they gained a lot of those points was a firewall mishap. So they kind of fudged the configuration, and that's a technical term, on their
Absolutely.
firewall, and lost access to their firewall, which means the scoring engine couldn't get to any of their systems until they were able to rebuild their firewall. It goes to show you that security is not just about preventing hackers from getting in, it's about keeping your systems running, and if you can't do that, you're going to take a huge scoring hit. In the real world, you're going to have people to answer to. They're going to say, why were all of our systems down? Oh, I made a configuration mistake on our firewall.
And it was also really interesting when I talked to them, they blamed it on the fact that the configuration didn't have a clean backup. And I hate to be mean, but whenever I hear that, it's like if you're going to make a configuration change to something that's critical, always make a backup. I think it's time to throw it back down to Charlie in the blue team pit. Charlie, can you hear us?
I can definitely hear you guys.
All right.
And he's there with Larry. Wonderful.
So thanks for sending it down here.
Surprise!
So Larry and I are down here just taking a quick, survey of the landscape.
Yep, yep. You know what? It's actually kind of impressive. That, as Tim stated during closing, they've taken physical security to a whole new low.
Yeah.
And yeah, they actually took the first time that we've actually seen folks take the last 15 minutes to appropriately secure their systems before evacuating the pit.
The one thing I am disappointed in that there were 0 mouse traps involved.
Mouse traps, or stun guns, or screeching weasels, or
There's a few good ideas.
honey badgers.
Honey badger always works.
Yes.
But no, seriously, the teams have all put in a big effort, and they're all looking pretty tired, going to try and get some sleep and
Yep.
come back and get punched in the face again in the morning.
Yep, and hopefully they spend some time overnight, coming up with some new strategies, maybe reviewing some Arduino code, and those types of things.
So that's all we have down here, and I believe you guys are going to go back up there and talk with Dr.
Got it.
Costas Torregas.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, guys. Appreciate it. Now, we're going to give you guys a little bit of a tease. We're going to break you off with a preview of the remix for tomorrow. We see things are going to get even more interesting tomorrow. If I'm correct, Paul, there's going to be CEO and executive injects that are going to be coming down. Is that
That is correct.
And
That
we
is
have an
correct.
interview that's kind of a preview of that. So who do we have with
Yes,
us?
we're here with Costas Torregas. Welcome, Costas.
Hey, thank you.
And I'm told Costas is the Assistant Director of Cybersecurity and Policy and Research Institute Lead Research Scientist.
Yes, indeed.
Welcome,
Sounds like
Costas.
a lot of
Thank you, thank
hats.
you.
Sounds like a lot of hats.
That's a long title.
Yeah.
Must be really important.
Yeah, well,
Yes, I
George
am
Washington
actually.
University is a very heavy burden to carry.
Yes, yes, yes. I see. So, Costas, you'll be playing the role as the CIO?
No, the CEO is
CEO.
even more
Okay.
important.
Congratulations
even
on the
more
promotion.
Hey, thank
sir.
you very much.
That's
It's very
Very
important.
nice,
Remember, your severance
added a
packet is
zero.
$20 million.
It
So don't
added a
mess it
zero
up.
to my
Your role, and I
compensation.
love this portion of the game, is you'll be coming in as the CEO, wanting to meet with the lead from your IT teams
That's it.
to figure out why there have been all these problems and compromises. So your first meeting with them, give us a little bit of preview as to how that goes with some of the teams.
Well, I'm going to
meeting
have
with
two
them.
meetings with the teams. In the morning meeting from 10 to 11:30, I'm going to be interviewing each of the 8 team captains, who basically will be the CIOs of my hospitals. I'm the CEO of a network of 8 hospitals. So I'm going to be looking at the scores, looking at what happened today, and basically giving them the third degree, not from the technical viewpoint, but from the business viewpoint.
Absolutely.
I'm going to say, my patients, they're all leaving us.
They're zombies.
They're zombies. They're mutating.
Right.
And I'm also going to give them some specific management tasks to execute. And I'm going to give them 3 hours within which time to execute them. Write me a memo. Show me what you're going to do to correct the problems. Give me some ideas about your human resource component. Are you depleted? Do you need some help?
And it's really funny to see the scope of how teams handle the homework assignments that you give them. Some teams will come back, they'll give you everything that you asked for, and you'll be like, wow, that's a great job. Some teams will come back, won't even send the team lead. They'll send like a lackey to come down, and they'll say, well, we didn't do anything that you asked us. And it's like, you're all fired. At that point, you're all
Now,
fired.
I got to show you something here. I got to show you something. This is the spread that we have here. So if you look, we were talking about Millersville is currently in
Right.
first place, and they're very tightly followed by Townsville.
Right.
So here we got Millersville that has 249,000 points. Still, nothing to be too terribly crazy. They have massive security breaches. But then you have Capital College with 630,000.
That
So
jumped up from the last time we gave the scoring
it has
update.
jumped up, and they're not even
They're not even
over
at the
there.
computers.
So the question I have for you is, how do you handle a team like Millersville
Right.
that is in first place versus how do you handle a team like Capital College?
I'll tell you the truth. I'm going to handle them exactly the same way. I'm going to hit them hard, and each and every team has had problems. So I'm going to hit on the problems because I'm not a loving kind of guy. I hand
would
out
say that.
mean love.
Tough love.
It's tough love. It's tough love, Costas.
Thank
Very
you.
nice. We look forward to your
Right.
interviews and updates
You'll
tomorrow.
be fine. Tune in at 10 o'clock and then again at 1 to see the reprise and see how they did.
Excellent.
Right.
Thank you very
Hey, thanks
much.
very
Thanks,
much.
Costas.
Hey,
We'll see you tomorrow. Looking
tomorrow.
forward to it.
Yep.
I think that wraps it up, Paul. I
That
think
wraps it up for today. It has been a fantastic day. I was really happy to be able to provide coverage with my good friend John Strand for the entire event today, as well as give everyone some demos and interview all the people that we interviewed. Tomorrow is going to be a full day of the even more exciting stuff. We're going to have the CEO interviews. We're going to have more demonstrations for you. We're going to have updates from all the teams, and the action's going to be hot and heavy.
it's going to be great. We'll see you tomorrow, guys. Take care.
Thanks, everyone.